special welcome to the class of 2017. Please stand as the Park High School Air Force Junior ROTC cadets present our nation's colors. Please remain standing following the presentation of the flags as our concert choir, under the direction of Mr. Ben O'Connor, sings our national anthem. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to introduce the special guests on our stage. Please hold your applause until I've introduced all of our special guests. District 833 School Board Chair, Ms. Katie McElway-Stevens. Board members Tracy Brunette, Ms. Sharon Van Leer, Mr. Ron Kapp, Mr. Joe Slavin, Ms. Katie Schwartz, and Ms. Michelle Whitty. Also present today is our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Keith Jacobus, and Assistant Superintendents, Mr. Mike Johnson and Ms. Julie Nielsen. In addition, we are joined on the stage by our own Park High School administrators, Mr. Jonathan Hunt, Mr. Phil Kimmel, Ms. Gretchen Romaine, and Dr. Sarah Scullin-Stokes. Finally, our honor staff speaker, Ms. Terry Jorgensen. Next, it is with great pleasure that I present to you the honor staff, selected by this class of 2017. Please stand and remain standing until I have named all staff, at which time we will honor them with our applause. From Park High School, Ms. Emily Ball, Ms. Yanni Eidengeil, Ms. Kirsten Yeager, Mr. Thomas McCarthy, and Mr. Michael Simmerbeck. From the middle school, Mr. Samuel Doomer, Mr. Christopher Foss, Ms. Andrea Kleppel, Mr. Paul Fresno, and Mr. Adam Qualley. And representing elementary, Mr. Sean Duncanson, Ms. Michelle Harrison, Ms. Melissa Lipke, Mr. Chad Tomquist, and Mr. Reed Chumberlain. As you look on our honor staff, I invite you to please picture the hundreds of dedicated educational professionals who have worked with our students and their parents to make this day possible. We extend our gratitude to all of these dedicated professionals. We have one more group of people here today who deserve our thanks. Will all parents and guardians please stand? Students, let's thank them together for their support in bringing you to this important honor. At this time, I would like to turn your attention to the Park High School Concert Choir under the direction of Mr. Ben O'Connor as they sing "And So It Goes" by Billy Joel and arranged by Bill Chilcutt. The class of 2017 is composed of many exceptional scholars who have completed outstanding academic work at Park High School. We have 9 students who will graduate summa cum laude with distinction, having earned a cumulative grade point average of 4.3 or higher over their 4 years. In recognition of this truly remarkable accomplishment, these scholars are wearing a gold honor sash and a blue medal ribbon. We also have 26 students who will graduate summa cum laude, signifying a cumulative GPA of 4.0 and above. These scholars are wearing a gold sash and a white medal ribbon. In addition, 53 students in this class wear a white or silver honor stole for their outstanding scholarship. The silver stole signifies a cumulative GPA of 3.667 and above, and the white stole signifies a GPA of 3.5 and above. Finally, we have 14 students graduating with a full International Baccalaureate diploma. These students wear a black ID stole to signify this tremendous academic accomplishment. Will all 88 of our honor graduates please stand and be recognized for their outstanding scholarship? Every Park High School senior here today deserves our respect and admiration for completing their graduation requirements. At this time next year, the class of 2017 will be making their mark on the world, attending colleges and universities, serving in the military, and in the workforce. Class of 2017, we look forward to your continued success. Will all seniors please stand and accept our applause? Thank you. You may be seated. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Melody Armstrong, Matt Christensen, Amanda Danielson, Olivia Horvath, Brooke Offenhauser, Alexandra Opsey, Josie Sorensen, Kylie Steinke, and Nathaniel Van Cleek, the 2017 summa cum laude with distinction graduates.
Thank you, Ms. Garski. At the beginning of our freshman year, we embarked on a 4-year journey. We walked toward the looming, overwhelming forest that is high school. And just when we thought we had it under control, things changed. And this year class has seen lots of change, from advisory to Wolfpack Hour, to ACE time, to new teachers and to new friends. We saw many different trees and gained wisdom as we walked. We saw birch trees, yew trees, pine trees, aspens, sequoias, willow trees, maple trees, cherry blossoms, and palm trees. We learned to be adventurous, passionate, realistic, supportive, brave, perseverant, balanced, confident, and resourceful. We each connected to a tree that represented a specific quality. Like trees, these qualities have grown within each one of us. A birch tree represents being adventurous. A birch tree cannot grow unless planted in loose soil. Through high school, I struggled to schedule each minute precisely and to constrict a life that was so desperately trying to break free. I felt the crushing sense of pressure to accomplish everything with perfect structure and order. But I had lost my passion for the activities I loved so much, and I had lost my sense of self. I slowly learned to loosen the iron grip of control, and I began to fall back in love with life and with myself. Life can't always be controlled. The unexpected happens and we are left feeling lost and confused. Those are the times in which we must take a step back, relinquish control, and just live. We must take chances and find our true passion in life. We must be adventurous, because it is only in loose soil that we can grow into ourselves.
The Pacific yew tree represents passion. It's a good representation of passion because it provides us with an unforeseen gift, Taxol, which can be used in cancer treatments. There are two main ways to harvest the Taxol. One way requires considerably more time, effort, and work, but allows the tree to survive the process. This gift of Taxol from the tree is unique and special, like the passions inside each one of us. This is similar to a passion because you can waste it early by taking the easy way out and end up with nothing left, or you can work hard and put a lot of effort into it to develop your passions. It will take much more from you, but in the end, the result is worth it. Sometimes if you work hard, you develop passions like mine for chemistry. Then later in life, after your passion has grown strong from being nurtured, you'll see the fruits of your labor blossom, much like the tree grows strong and tall.
The pine tree represents being realistic. Every year, families go out to try to find the perfect pine tree to put in their home and decorate for Christmas. Oftentimes, the perfect one does not exist. These unrealistic expectations can lead to disappointment, but is followed by a feeling of hope once you realize that with the right perspective and a little effort, you can create your own perfect tree. In high school, unrealistic expectations have been placed upon us by others, or most likely ourselves. Over the past 4 years, expectations such as getting a job, getting good grades, or excelling in sport have led us to stress, anxiety, loss of sleep, and maybe even some tears. Many of these unrealistic expectations that we put on ourselves will not disappear next year, but thankfully, our friends, family, and the staff at PHS have done what they could to teach us how to be realistic. We may not have perfected the art of setting realistic expectations, and we may not reach perfection in life, but with the right perspective and a little effort, we can create our own realistic version of perfect. The aspen tree represents being supportive. Aspen trees are rarely seen alone. They are interconnected by their roots and share nutrients and resources to support each other. Over the past 4 years, we as a class have gone through things where we needed each other's support. We have lost teachers, parents, grandparents, and friends. But through that loss, we came together as a class and supported each other. Like the aspen trees, we gave as much as we could to those who had experienced loss. I know that when I lost my grandma, who I love very much, my classmates in the staff here at Park offered their help and gave me all the support I needed to deal with the loss. It's important to remember that like the aspen trees, we too are connected by our roots to those we have lost, and we will never lose that connection. Although we will be forever impacted by hard times in life, we will always have the support of our classmates to get us through difficult times. Especially as we move towards our future, the support and connections that we made at Park High School will stay with us forever.
Rooted in California are some of the planet's most magnificent trees. They are one of the largest, tallest, and oldest trees in the world. They are incredibly tough. Their thick bark is flame resistant, and fire encourages new tree growth. I personally saw these trees during a family trip to Yosemite National Park. I was fascinated by how tough it has to be to endure the poorest growing conditions and the hottest fires. And yet, it still continues to grow. It's an amazing quality to be able to endure something that can be so destructive. For me, some of my fears are like those flames because they call for me to be tough and brave. In my 4 years at Park, one of the toughest things for me is public speaking. Yet, ironically, here I am, speaking in front of all of you. At this time, I would like to recognize anyone before we leave for future opportunities, whose bravery has allowed them to be here with us today. Whether your bravery came in the form of speaking in front of class, trying new things, or being yourself, you are equally as magnificent as the sequoia tree.
The willow tree represents being persevered. A few years ago, my family planted a willow tree in our backyard and while it was still young, it got knocked over in a storm. We assumed the tree had died, but a little while later we noticed the stump was still growing, doing its best to get back up and continue. It got knocked over time and time again, but the tree was determined to keep growing. In high school, I was stressed by rigorous coursework, involvement in activities, college application, scholarships, and so many deadlines. These things caused everyone to be stressed and overwhelmed, and like the willow tree, we had to persevere through our hard times and continue to grow. From the support of all of those around us, we were all able to persevere through the tough times we had and get back up. High school taught us that even though there are so many things that will knock you down, you have to persevere, like the willow tree, and get back up in order to grow and succeed in life.
The maple tree represents being balanced. The unique thing about maple trees are the seeds that fall from them, which a lot of people call helicopters. When the helicopters fall, they are carried by the wind, spread out, and eventually produce new trees. Like the seeds, high school has allowed us to explore a wide range of new opportunities. We found things we liked and things we didn't like. However, one of the things we've struggled with is balance. We have juggled school, time with family and friends, applications, extracurriculars, jobs, and sleep. I know sometimes it was difficult for me to know how to manage my time and when to recognize I was trying to do too much. Involvement and balance is something we will likely still struggle with in the future. However, throughout high school, and this year especially, I've learned that school, spending time with your friends and family, and mental health are all important. A large part of my time in high school has been learning to prioritize and find balance wherever my helicopters fell.
The Japanese cherry blossom tree represents being confident. This tree only blooms once a year. It may only remain in full bloom for just one short week. But once this ethereal beauty blooms, its vibrant pink blossoms stand out and the whole tree oozes with confidence. Like the blooming of a Japanese cherry blossom tree, our time at Park High School is short-lived. Fortunately, we have all had the opportunity to bloom in different areas of high school, whether it be academics, sports, or other extracurricular activities. We can now take those passions and continue to develop them in the future as we each grow into unique individuals. Like me, most of us are incredibly scared of what the future holds. But instead of being fearful, we should face our challenges head-on and most importantly, continue blooming. The resulting blossoms will benefit us in the end and fuel the drive to success as we look into the opportunistic future. And as we all chase after these new endeavors in our lives, we must always remember to be confident forces of change like the Japanese cherry blossom tree.
Palm tree represents resourcefulness. Now, I assume many of you have never been stuck on a tropical island, so I have a little advice for you if you ever are. Be on the lookout for palm trees. These sensational trees have bark that can be used for fires, leaves that can be used for shelter and shade, and coconuts that can be used for nutrition. These resources are essential to survival. Now, you're probably wondering, Nate, what good advice about life could possibly come from these trees? Well, sometimes in life, you get stuck on a metaphorical tropical island, whether it be a problem with school or problems with a relationship, but there are always metaphorical palm trees around to help if you work to find them and work to be resourceful. Now, the people up here told me to make this conclusion funny, but honestly, that takes a lot of creativity, so I decided to go for a more motivational approach. But don't you dare sleep on this speech, class of 2017. In fact, get out your pens and paper and take some notes from all these trees. Birches, yew trees, pine trees, aspens, sequoia trees, willow trees, maple trees, cherry blossoms, and palm trees. They all share many fundamental characteristics, but they also have characteristics that make them unique. Be unique. I cannot wait to see what amazing things grow out of this incredible class of students. It's been an honor.